15? Hey everyone, it's Carly Shay, and today I thought it'd be fun to share with you guys 6 iced latte recipes to get you in the summer mood. Now, it is spring, it is warming up, the birds are chirping, the flowers are blooming, spring is upon us, and for me that means I am almost out of school, only 2 weeks left. Yes, and my birthday's very soon, I'll be turning 15. That's a little crazy. These lattes, I especially love to have them around this time, but they're delicious all year round. And of course these can be made hot, just don't put them on ice and use hot coffee instead of cold coffee. Pretty simple. All of these recipes I've probably taken from somewhere, adjusted it, made it my own to how I like, and I don't actually measure. I'm making estimates for you guys, and all the recipes will be typed down below if that is easier for you, but I please do really urge you to watch this whole video instead of just looking at those recipes, because I put a lot of work into it and I wouldn't want people just to read the caption and then this video not get any views. Without further ado, let's get to the recipes. Hello and welcome to day 1 of lattes. Today we're going to be making a mocha latte. This is pretty simple. All you're going to need is your milk of choice, some chocolate syrup, your coffee of course. This can be chilled coffee, like I take my dad's and then I put it in a jar in the fridge, or cold brew, whatever works for you. And of course, some ice. First thing we're gonna do here is I'm gonna take about half a cup of this milk and I'm gonna pour it into this cup. Then I'm going to take,
2,000 years later.
Okay, once I finally get that open, you're gonna take 2 to 3 tablespoons of chocolate syrup, whatever you like. 3 of course is quite a lot sweet. Maybe just do 1 if you're not like loving sweet. I don't know. Going to take my milk frother and we're just gonna froth it up. Essentially, you're making chocolate milk. Now, feel free to do some chocolate drizzle in your cup if that's the vibe you're feeling. You want it to make it look pretty, but this cup, you're not gonna see anything. So then I'm gonna take my chilled coffee and pour about a cup over. I like to leave about an inch or 2 of room on top there for my milk. So I'm gonna pour in the milk. Ooh, ran out of room, that's all right. There we go, we got a nice little froth due to the frothed milk. Now I'm going to take my straw, just get it in there and mix it around. And we have a mocha latte. Okay, so this next latte recipe is going to be a hazelnut one. It's pretty simple. You're going to need hazelnut syrup. These are kind of difficult to find. I know you can get them on Amazon. I've seen a few options at Target before, usually the smaller plastic ones, but this is a very big one and it is glass. Broke one from once. But also your milk of choice, and then chilled coffee, which is in an old pickle jar, by the way. We're going to take about half a cup of milk here and pour it in this glass. And about 1 tablespoon of the hazelnut syrup. You can do a little more, a little less, depends on how sweet you like your lattes. So we'll do about that much. Then I'll take my nice little handheld milk frother and just froth it up. However much you like. I like it so that there's a few bubbles on top so that I get a nice little like coating on the top. But no more than that or else it's like thick. So we have this cup, it's full of ice. I'm gonna take 1 cup of my chilled coffee. Okay, there's too much ice. Poured out some of the ice now. We have the milk, and we can pour that right over. A little extra, that's alright. There we are. It's got the nice little foamy top. Take a straw and mix it up. There you go, an iced hazelnut latte. Perfect for a summer morning. It's cold this morning, but whatever. Okay, so today's recipe, you can actually hear the espresso brewing in the background, but this is the only recipe that really, I feel like you need espresso You can like substitute the espresso for normal coffee, just do like 3/4 a cup, but it really is a lot better if you use espresso, or strong brewed coffee definitely works pretty well too. But this recipe is an iced caramel macchiato. It is basically a copycat of Starbucks. Espresso is done. It tastes very similar, so if that's what you're looking for, definitely try this recipe out. So I like to do caramel drizzle on this, especially since I like to use a clear cup just because it's smaller, and this is a smaller recipe and it looks pretty cool. Pour my ice in. Since the espresso is hot and this is an ice recipe, make sure you have lots of ice in your cup so that it doesn't get super watery, and it really doesn't. I do a pretty strong brew. This is 2 shots of espresso. So Starbucks uses vanilla flavoring in their milk, and you can for sure do that. Just take your milk and froth it, but I like to use this creamer that has a hint of vanilla. I prefer how it tastes with creamer over normal milk. I just think it gives it like a creamier texture. So just do about 2 tablespoons of that. Drizzle some caramel on top. Again, as much as you like. I usually end up doing about 2 tablespoons total with the drizzle and with how much I put on top. That was a lot. A straw. There we have it. It's not as aesthetic right now, but we'll mix it up. Ice caramel macchiato. It really tastes very similar. This, after using espresso, is really what got me close to it. I've been trying to recreate it. I do like to add less milk because I think that Starbucks makes it very milky. I always ask for an extra shot of espresso, so this is just perfect. Being able to customize it at home is great. Another day, another latte recipe. Okay, we're doing brown sugar today because I just made the syrup yesterday, so I'm really excited to try this out as a coffee latte. If you want to see a video of me making that brown sugar syrup, I will link it up in the corner. You're going to need brown sugar syrup. I do make it in that video, but it's pretty much just 1 part brown sugar, 1 part water. It was super easy, and I'm actually surprised it worked out. You'll need about 1 tablespoon of that, depends on how sweet you like your latte. Then 1 cup of chilled coffee. Then about 1/2 cup of your milk of choice. And this is a brown sugar cinnamon because those things do pair very well together. So you'll need just 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, just to add a little something else. This is optional, but I think it adds a little bit. Feel free to do some brown sugar syrup drizzle. Since this cup is not clear, I will be skipping that today. Okay, so you're going to take our 1/2 cup of milk. That should be about right. I don't measure anything, guys. So then we're going to add our brown sugar syrup. Add, again, as much as you like, depending on how sweet you'd like it. I usually like to do about 1 tablespoon. So you'll do 2 of these little scoops. Stir it up a bit. I'll take my cinnamon. I like to take the other side of a spoon, so being out a measuring thing. Yeah. Come on. And about 1/4 there. Okay, now it's time to froth it all together. Fill this up with ice. Pour our 1 cup of coffee over the ice. I almost grabbed the brown sugar. How delicious would that be? Cup of brown sugar syrup. Leaving about 2 inches on top. You can see that. Then we'll pour our milk in. It's about right. There we go. You can garnish with a little brown sugar, a little cinnamon if you're feeling fancy. Great iced latte, definitely to have in summer. It's nice and refreshing. Okay, we're almost done with the last 2 recipes. This one is going to be Nutella-less latte is what I'm going to call it, I think. Because it doesn't actually have Nutella, but it is a chocolate hazelnut. It doesn't taste too similar to Nutella, but it does give you those same kind of flavors. So you'll need milk of choice, some kind of cold coffee, chocolate syrup, and hazelnut syrup. Feel free to put chocolate syrup in your cup, but since this is, again, not see-through, I will not be doing that. But just take your 1/2 cup of milk. There we go. You're going to add about 1 tablespoon of hazelnut syrup. This is definitely a sweeter latte. Change it to how you like. And then 1 tablespoon of chocolate syrup. Pack our milk frother. Oh, yeah. That was a bit much chocolate syrup there. Your cup of ice. Pour over 1 cup of coffee. And your milk. Not all gonna quite fit. I frothed a little less. You can see a little less foamy stuff on top, but it is still nice and mixed together. It does look much darker just since your milk is brown, so it looks really dark. Yeah, maybe a little too much chocolate syrup, but pretty good. I would recommend actually using the measurements I gave. It's time for the final recipe. This is a spiced vanilla. It's like you could just do vanilla, but why not add a little more? Add a little spice to it. So I'm using this Kobe spice that we've had forever. It's just like a mix of like cinnamon and nutmeg and a whole bunch of different things. You can use just cinnamon or just nutmeg, whatever you like best. I just thought I'd use this since I have it on hand. And then of course, vanilla syrup, your chilled coffee, and milk of choice. Half a cup of milk. About 1 tablespoon of vanilla syrup. And just a little bit of this spice. Do about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Froth it together. This is my only cup now. I used to have 2, and the other one dropped on concrete, and the whole bottom part just like cracked open. So I'd like have to clean it every day. Cup of ice. Pour over the coffee. About 1 cup. We have some nice foam on top, some little bubbles. You have a nice vanilla with a little something else. Right, that is all the recipes. I hope you enjoyed them. Hopefully we'll try some out. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'd love to hear these 6 suggestions. How can I make them better? I'm always tweaking them to my taste buds that day. Sometimes I'm wanting a sweeter latte. Sometimes I'm wanting a more bitter latte. Depends on my mood. Be sure to subscribe down below and ding the bell for more content like this, as well as giving it a big old thumbs up. It boosts this video. I worked really hard on it, so I'd really appreciate it. Alright, that's all I have for you guys today. Bye everyone!